got to bring your attention to this guy, Governor DeSantis. At this point, the new COVID variant is the DeSantis variant. 1/5 of all cases of COVID are connected to Florida, okay? That's how bad it is in Florida right now. Florida has now broken another record, a daily record for COVID-19 cases. A record-breaking 23,903 new COVID-19 cases were reported in Florida. That was last week. The state first reported its highest one-day total on July 31st. That was 21,683 new cases. Then again, on August 5th, at least 22,783 cases. And that number continues to go up. According to CBS News, COVID-19 hospitalizations in the state have also increased at record-breaking levels for 6 consecutive days, according to data from the Department of Health and Human Services. On Saturday, Florida recorded 13,747 hospitalizations related to COVID-19, with at least 2,753 patients in intensive freaking care statewide, accounting for 43% of the intensive care unit beds available in the entire state of Florida. Based on NBC's vaccination tracker, 49.3% of Florida's population has been fully vaccinated. Amid these surging numbers, large school districts in Florida are defying Governor DeSantis and his ban on mask mandates. As reported by the Tallahassee Democrat, Leon County Schools is the latest district to ignore the ban. Leon County School Superintendent Hanna announced that students in elementary and middle schools will be required to wear masks as the upcoming school year begins on Wednesday. Now, this is a good idea, right? They're trying to protect children. They're trying to protect that local district. Even though the governor has this ridiculous rule in place, they're going to violate it. So the governor threatens to take away their money, to take away their salary, to take away their funding if they violate his petty ass rule, even though they're protecting children in the process. This is not a good person. He's not a decent individual. He cares more about his politics than the people who have entrusted him to govern. There's a video. Let's go to the Superintendent Hanna's additional presser, the statement.
This speaks against what the Department of Health said, what our governor has said, what our State Board of Education says. And at the end of the day, if something happened and things went sideways for us this week and next week as we started school, and heaven forbid, we lost a child to this virus, I can't just simply blame the governor of the state of Florida. I can't. And if there's an out and I didn't take the out and I didn't do what was best for the children here in Tallahassee and Leon County, that's on me. I just simply ask for your understanding that these masks, from the science that I've been watching and listening to for well over a year now, this mask not only protects the person wearing the mask, more importantly, it protects the person beside them and in front of them and behind them. And those children have the right also to a safe environment while in schools.
You know what's interesting? 89% of children understand how masks protect people. But Republicans don't seem to get it, all right? Big ups to this superintendent for being diplomatic, but saying that he would go against the governor's mandate. Now, Governor DeSantis' office released a statement to CBS 4 Miami claiming the state's education board could withhold salaries and funding for this level of defiance. That's how petty these folks are. They're literally talking about withholding money from school systems and taking away salaries because these individuals locally are trying to save the life of children. They're trying to do the right thing. What happened to Republicans being all about less government intrusion, local government making their own decisions? What happened to those guys? Here's a portion of that statement. The State Board of Education could move to withhold the salary of the district superintendent or school board members as a narrowly tailored means to address the decision makers who led to the violation of law. It goes on. Education funding is intended to benefit students first and foremost, not systems. The governor's priorities are protecting parents' rights and ensuring that every student has access to a high quality education that meets their unique needs. A bunch of bunk. It's a bunch of bull. There's more video.
If the governor hands down some of the things that he's threatened, whether that's the, taking away funding, I mean, is there a constituency plan in place?
I'm glad you asked that question, because one thing that did concern me on that conference call, the emergency meeting, was I believe, because it was a call, it's hard to tell, but I think it's been reported that Ben Gibson, who mentioned something about additional funding being taken from schools, which is very concerning. And then he quickly responded, but we wouldn't take any funding that hurts students. Anytime you take money away from schools, you hurt children. Let's be very clear. Anytime you take funding away from schools and away from children, you hurt them.
Yep, you do. Adrienne, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think this is absolutely appalling. Per the analysis of Johns Hopkins University, their data, it shows that in most Florida counties, cases are at least 4 times higher than they were a year ago. Wow. 5 counties are reporting more than a 10-fold increase, and it's because in part cases among children are surging. The fact that we also have states that allowed children to be shot up and exposed to guns tells us, well, gosh, they're probably not gonna care about COVID either. And we get to see this play out where people are not protecting the future of our country. They're not protecting these children. And public health experts, also pediatricians, well, they said that the most important factor in deciding whether to start in-person classes in schools is the amount of viral spread in the community at large. And as we're seeing in Florida, it is spreading and it continues to get even more intense. And by virtue of the fact that they want to have these in-person classes, they want to sanction teachers and students for wearing masks, it tells you they do not give a damn about these kids.
Not one bit. Not one bit.